From WFAA TV, this is Inside Texas Politics with Jason Whiteley.
Good morning and welcome to Inside Texas Politics. We begin with the first 100 days, not at the White House, but on the 11th floor of the Dallas County Criminal Courthouse. District Attorney Faith Johnson in studio this morning to talk about that milestone she crossed and trying to keep her seat as the only Republican elected countywide. And joining the questioning, as always, is Bud Kennedy of the Star-Telegram. Thank you both so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is your first appearance here, so we appreciate that too, Faith. Let's talk about news of the day first here. The city of Dallas just passed a cite and release policy for people caught carrying small amounts of marijuana.
Yes.
Do you support that? And secondly, how will it impact the workload of your staff?
Yes, we do support it. In fact, we collaborated with them to some extent. The Councilwoman Young got our response to that. In fact, I'm actually having a forum on that to educate the citizens of Dallas County in terms of what that really means.
And so does this mean less cases that you guys
No, it doesn't mean less
what?
cases. What it means is that we'll have less people going to jail for the first time. That offense is still the same. It's still a Class A or a Class B. It's not a ticket. As a Class C, when you get a speeding ticket, it's not that. So I think it's important to educate the citizens of Dallas County in terms of what it is. So that's why we're having our forum on June 1st.
So let's talk about your first 100 days. Considering the controversy surrounding your two predecessors, Craig Watkins and Susan Hawk, what did you learn from staff in those first 100 days?
I learned a lot from staff, and one of the things we noted is that the morale was low, so I immediately understood that I had to get in there and do something with staff to help boost the morale. And I also knew that there were things out in the community in terms of their perception of the DA's office, so I knew I needed to do something about that. So I immediately did that in my first 100 days.
What have you done?
What I've done in my first 100 days is that I have, in terms of outside of the office, I've actually gone to over 185 meetings. I've met with community people either through events or meetings, 185 of those. I've also had at least 100 meetings inside of my office with community people. I've had about 40 speaking engagements, and I've had about 22 press interviews. So all of that I've done. Plus, I've taken my staff out to lunch. One of the things I believe is to understand that people who work for you need to know you, and I need to know them. So we have over 269 prosecutors. I have now taken over 190 prosecutors out to lunch, anywhere from 6 to 20 at a time. And I've done that, and this is very, very important, I've done that on my dime, meaning that I've not used county money, and I've not used my campaign funds to do that. And all of that is to get to know them and for them to get to know me, so they'll know exactly what I'm expecting of them. So I know that they know now, those 190 that I've taken out to lunch, that I'm a woman of integrity. I want them to be a person of integrity. I want them to work hard. I want them to show up. I want them to be prepared. So those are the kinds of things we're talking about. And the staff, my staff members are loving it.
Something you've also done is, as we talk here on Sunday morning, you've expunged criminal records of more than 100 people, or assisted
122,
in, 122
yes.
assisted in expunging their records. Is this like a pardon? What is this?
No, it's not. Well, it's maybe a little more than that. Under the law, there are certain cases that can be expunged, and that's exactly what we have done. We have taken the law, brought that to the people. A lot of people didn't know. So that's also part of what I want to try to do here in Dallas County, is educate the citizens of Dallas County in terms of what's available. Also, what's even available in our DA's office.
What kind of criminal records do they have?
Well, if it falls under a certain category, if that case has been dismissed, not guilty, no bail, pardon, all those kinds of cases under the law, under the statute, can be dismissed and expunged. And that's exactly. It doesn't matter if they are any case has been dismissed, has been a not guilty, has been a no bail, or either has been pardoned or they've been exonerated. It doesn't matter what kind of cases those are. They can be dismissed, and we can also get them expunged.
And so this gets people back out to work.
Get people back out to work. That's exactly what we were trying to do, and we started that process 2 months ago. We will finalize that process for those who were eligible for it on April the 29th, 2017.
Governor Abbott appointed you to fulfill the rest of Susan Hawk's term. Do you expect to draw a primary challenger when you run for your office or seat?
I have no idea, but guess what? I run as though I always have an opponent. I run as though I have an opponent in the general. I run as though I have an opponent in the Republican primary.
Faith, Governor Abbott hosted a fundraiser for you last month. A lot of big-name Republican donors there as well, too. How much money will you need to take on the Democratic establishment in this county, John Creuzot and Elizabeth Purcell, who both plan to run against you?
I plan to raise over $1 million. That's my goal.
Cal Jilson from SMU Political Sciences over there, he summed up the DA's race like this. He said, the question is, can a black Republican pull a significant share of the black vote in South Dallas against a black Democrat?
Yes, I will.
You think you can?
I will. Not can, will.
And that's from your connections down there that you've had for years, or are you going to tap those, or what's the strategy?
It's going to be a combination of a lot of things. We've already started that.
That's a Democratic stronghold, though. I mean, how do you tap into that?
You tap into it by saying to people, I'm your DA. And I'm not a DA for the Republicans. I'm not a DA for the Democrats. I'm a DA for everybody in Dallas County. That is my message. And I'm taking that message North Dallas, South Dallas, East and West. And I'm making people understand that I am the kind of person that they want to be their DA. When you look at all the things I've done, not only the expungement, also what we've done community courts where we've taken the DA's office to the people. We have over 11 satellite offices right now. So people know that I am the type of person who's concerned about them. And I think that's all people want to know, whether you're Democrat or Republican, that I got their back. I'm theirs. They're mine. So that's why we are going to take it in 2018.
A lot of these supporters are new. They didn't support you before, but now suddenly they're behind you. They're giving your money. Is this sort of a how do you like me now situation?
Well, I don't know if it's how do you like me now situation or not, but I know a lot of these people who have supported me on the Republican side and on the Democrat side. When I had my big fundraiser, when Governor Abbott appeared, there were not only Republicans at that fundraiser, we had Democrats at that fundraiser also.
I want to ask you one last question or two. The law allows you as a DA to use judicial discretion to seek the death penalty. You aren't obligated to seek the death penalty, but you have a very strong Christian faith that I know about as well too. Will that influence your decision at all on any cases?
In terms of my belief personally?
Yeah, your personal belief, your personal Christian faith, would that impact anything at all about pursuing the death penalty in any cases? One
of the things I did when I took office is I took the oath to abide by the law. I mean, as the DA of Dallas County. And that's so critical, is that the people of Dallas County need to understand I will abide by my oath. And yes, the death penalty is something that is a part of our law. And I've said this so many times, that when we exercise the right to do the death penalty, the right to exercise the death penalty, we're going to do it when we believe that it's the right thing to do, and after we have examined everything possible in terms of options, and if it's right to exercise the death penalty in a particular case, and that's what we're going to do.
All right. Faith Johnson, thank you so much for coming in, and good luck to you.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.